Hello everybody, welcome back to Subarashiki Hibi. Today we're going to be doing some more It's My Own Invention, and this is the final part of it. This is the final part. So when I say the final part, I mean the final of everything, because we've already covered Kimika's ending, and our main goal here is to not only see what happens, to maybe get some more intel on the goings-on of Chapter 2. For example, we've seen a lot of events where we've seen Takuji's inner monologue and his thought process that we never would have normally seen in Chapter 2. I do wonder if Yuki is going to be here. Is there going to be any reference to what she's doing? And also, how is everything that's going on with Takuji and Kimika? I really do wonder how that's going to vary, because let's be honest, I mean, it is going to vary a lot. And I will bet you anything that Kimika is going to be one of the people who is jumping off first to reach the Tsui no Sora, and also, obviously, there's going to be no connection and no final talking after, Jesus Christ, after that disgusting sex scene that we saw last time. That sex scene was actually... You know what I really hate about all of these H scenes? They actually have a point. They're not just there for, let's be honest, well, things that people watch at nighttime with nobody around and do you know what. What I'm trying to say is it's good that it's not just for that purpose and that all of them are plot relevant. Because I was kind of scared when I saw the amount of H scenes that were in this story that all of them were just going to be unnecessary. Some of them are a bit unnecessarily dragged out, sure, but not all of them. I'm happy about that. I really, really am. That's kind of the danger of reading an eroge, to be honest. But obviously, in this case, it's not the case. Yeah. I am wondering whether I should read Euphoria. If you guys know anything about the visual novel, please tell me in the comments. Like, after Subarashiki Hibi. I don't know. Because that's my main concern with stuff like that. Anyway, I'm really, really going on. Let's get into this. Like, everyone was gathered. What a great line to start it off. This... Peak fiction right here. Here we go. Everyone was gathered. How many people are there? And when did they all get here? No. Isn't that funny? There are so many that he can't even count. But this is what happens when you brainwash people. More and more people. It's a positive multiplier effect. They all look like they're having... Oh god, let me guess, there's going to be an H scene. Wait, never mind. Like, they're all excited for something. I wonder if the arc was fun. Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how his thoughts differ here, because Kimika was the person to really make it so that he has an idea of the fact that this may be a serious occurrence. The end of the world. Tsui no Sora. But have fun. Enjoy it. See happiness, even if there shouldn't be. Really. I wonder if the arc was fun. I thought salvation would be a solemn affair. Yeah, I thought saving people would be more serious. It should have felt religious. But in reality, it's like this. Isn't it really quite funny? Because I think this kind of shows just the lack of... It subtly shows just how meaningless all of this is. Because let's be honest, I mean, all of these horrible things, all of the awful events. Let's be honest. What is the true meaning in any of it? What is the meaning in what Kagami... I mean, for example, with Kagami. Takuji sees Kagami, and then he thinks about her. And then, oh wow, he's bothered for a little bit, and then he goes. So, obviously, you kill that person and you eliminate the bother, but what the fuck is the point? And Kyokawa, for example. What the hell was the reason he had to completely ruin her life? Because let's be honest, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. He fucking ruined her. They both ruined their life. It wasn't just Takuji. But still, I hope you get what I mean. But in reality, it's like this. I gather them all through fear. They all came here out of fear of the curse. Yeah, totally. They gathered to escape their fear of... Their fear of death. The fuck is that sound? something I need to fix. Hang on. Okay, there we are. So why are they so joyful? So I do wonder if he's going to try and seek religiousness and seriousness from all of these people here. Maybe it's going to be the case that people turn to Kimika because she's somebody who's not only high up and has authority because of the fact that, to be honest, now that I think about it, the only reason Kimika really has authority is because she's not brainwashed, and also she's connected with Takuji. There's no other reason. Well, no, she's not even connected, it's just because she talks to him more than anybody else does. Returning to the sky. It truly is something wonderful, but it should be more religious, more serious. But everyone's laughing. Frolicking. The world's final day is coming. Yeah, everyone's celebrating. I spoke of the 3 monsters born of the gods. Of the great wolf, Fenrir, who is human lust itself. Of the god of death, Hel, who is the human fear of death itself. And Jormungandr, significant of eternity, who will awaken on the world's final day. I find it interesting to think about the fact that he realises all of his speeches are just ridiculous shit in order to motivate people and obviously to build his faith up and to see through all of the delusions. And he admitted that when we were talking to Kimika, even in this ending. But here we can just see how what he knows is delusional, he can so easily encourage himself in thinking about, really. Everyone listened eagerly. Like children reading a picture book. Yeah, they eagerly listened to the story of the world's final day. Rather than fear, it was enthusiasm I saw in their eyes. Rather than quivering laughter. It's not what you would expect, it really isn't. Rather than despair, joy. They all seem so happy. They all seem so eager. Laughing and screaming. I yelled. Dance. Oh, there we go. Dance. Everybody's doing it. Dance. With the melody. Oh yeah, that's interesting, with God's melody, I suppose. That was really unusual, the Song of God, and saying that, what was it? Well, our brains are the same weight as the sea, the sky, as God itself. And also that melody is what associates with God, I think. I always think, this is just kind of... So the weight of the world... I remember when Kimika was weighing up the weight of the world with... the weight of the world and also God, and God is the weight of the world. I think it was just trying to say that... Maybe it was just there's not going to be some random person who's just going to sort out all of your problems and you need to sort them out yourself. And maybe that's said because... I don't know, it's a motivation for people to carve out their own futures and to, well, I don't know, change everything, because they're going to be the ones who have to do it, not someone for them. The world is words. God is melody. Yeah. We have no need for the world. We need only the melody. Yeah, it is interesting that. So you have no need for the world and the life and the body that you inhabit, but at the same time you need the melody of the one who created it. But aren't you going against everything the creator stood for by abandoning the world, surely? We need only the melody. We dance with God. So unusual. God, look at all of these people completely throwing a party just under the school, or under the basement for the old school swimming pool. In the sewers. We have Yasuko to the right as well. This guy looks like Inuma. Everyone danced. Joyfully danced. It's just so weird because it's so contrary to what you'd expect. The fact that these people who have the united interest of returning to the sky and who are also a bit brainwashed, but let's not mention that. The fact that they are brainwashed unites them, and it unites a potential connection. You never would have thought that brainwashing could lead to something so pleasant and positive, but it seems like it can. We dance with God, that's interesting. Yeah, but no, that is really interesting because it's as if the world and all of the things that go on in the world make up a bigger picture, and that bigger picture is God. So the only thing is God is made up. God is the melody that is... Oh, I see it now. If God is the melody that is... Oh my god, this is really interesting. So, this is my thought. If God is the melody that is made up as a result of the world, it's taking everything... Like Takuji said in Kimika's ending, the world is incredibly beautiful, but it's also incredibly awful. As we see in this story. So maybe the melody is all of the things that are beautiful about the world just composed into something that's listenable and something that's listenable, something people can enjoy, something people can be moved by as well. So, I suppose it's just, you have no need for the place that has suffering and just anything that's awful in it. But you need the melody because of the fact that that's where the beauty is, maybe. It's quite hard to tell, actually. Everyone danced, joyfully danced. Such a good CG, by the way. A very different art style to normal. God. Oh, yeah. No. I see it. I see it. Yeah, dance as if mad. There was no trace of gravity or solemnity. Yeah, no, I see that. That kind of reinforces what I said. You know, if God is a melody and they are dancing to that melody that is composed of the world, it gives the impression that that melody, well, they have no need for the world, which is filled with anything bad, and they just want to escape to what's good and what's happy. And it's horrible, really, the fact that they can't... Well, Takuji... Do keep in mind, Takuji can't feel this. His thoughts are... He's assuming his thoughts are representative of everybody in that room. But, yeah, that's what he would do as the saviour, the person who thinks he's in charge of everyone. And let's be honest, he is here. But it only takes one revolt for that not to be the case. But that's not going to happen, let's be honest. There was no trace of gravity or solemnity. I thought once more about whether I had anything left to do here. Yeah, he's already remembered about the fact that... No, he's already thought about the fact that he's forgotten. And there's nothing worth remembering on the rooftop. So, yeah, I do wonder what he thinks here. I thought once more about whether I had anything left to do here. Yeah, interesting that. Nothing. There's nothing for me to do here. I haven't forgotten anything. One more spoke. We have the melody, do we not? The melody is here. Yeah, no, it's interesting. It's just another reason for people Because the thing is, I mean, I get that Takuji feels like it. It is interesting. It's just, yeah, you have no need for the world. I mean, of course, Takuji would have no reason to be in the world that has treated him so awfully. And I just think it's so sad that all of this, it's just a really, really masked desire to end all of it. End his life. So we have no need for the world. We have no need for words. Yeah, they have no need for words because the melody that has been made up from those words is already there. And there are no words that can characterize this melody because they're all going to die. And there can be no more words. There's nothing we've forgotten. After all, we've forgotten it. Yeah, you've forgotten what you have forgotten. I see that. Oh shit. The bell rang. Is that delusional or what? Today began. Is that bell on a sort of... well, on a rotor, or is it automated when it rings? Or what? Today began. July the 19th. Right, this is going to be quite something. Let's see how different this is. Oh shit. Very blue sky. Maybe that was the last sky. It looks very, very beautiful. Wait, is it moving? It is. That's a really weird effect. Maybe that was the world's limit. The final sky. End sky. The world's edge. I was standing at the end of the earth. Not with Kimika, ironic. Yeah, the place where the gigantic snake found its own tail. Yeah. Oh, here we are. My savior. I wonder if everyone else can see it. Everyone was celebrating. It's so interesting that, yeah. Like a dog pulling out a leash to ask, oh yeah, bark, bark, bark. You could use any other analogy. I have a deep hatred towards dogs, if I'm going to be honest. Oh, Jesus. Okay, I get that I have said that. Sorry, I forgot that I'm reading Subarashiki Hibi. I should not be talking about dogs when thinking about Subarashiki Hibi. If you know, you know. I haven't actually seen the scene yet, but yeah, it's coming up apparently in LGI. They danced around the rooftop. What an end for the world. The world was ending. So we're going to return to the sky. Yeah, it's hard to believe. Like a child. Like the first time a child sees snow. No, that would be a dog. To be fair, you could easily analyse a child as a dog. I totally see that. The world's final sky. Yeah, no, totally. This is the sky of a normal day. It's just luck, if anything. Instead of snow, we had a sky full of stars. The stars sparkled on the world's final night. Now, I want to just make a comparison. I just want to see if there's something I can notice. Hello, everybody. Oh, shit. 35. Hello, everybody. Oh, right. So this is the same sky as beforehand. Yeah, okay. No, because I remember Kimika commenting about the fact that even though the world is ending and something as special as that is occurring, the sky is so ordinary and everything's so normal. And I remember her commenting on that, but yeah, I just thought that maybe it was a bit more unusual this time around. But no, it's the same thing. The stars sparkled on the world's final night. Yeah, I can imagine it looking beautiful, especially because of how much you can see the clouds. It's very rare that happens on a night like that. I mean, This sky is totally lit up by stars. The time of fear recorded in the book of Revelation. But the fools were celebrating. Isn't it interesting just seeing how little interest he has and just thinking that, oh yeah, but the fools are celebrating. Bark, bark, bark. Whether the stars come out or snow falls for the first time, it's all the same. Why wouldn't they see it? I can see it just fine. What do you see? The fuck? It's like the border is held together with cellophane tape. That's really weird. I can kind of imagine what she's seeing. I can just imagine two fragments coming together, but they don't entirely fit together. They make a little bit of a crack. Well, not really a crack, but they make a crack in the place they've tried to... They're held together in. That's what I imagine. It is actually really quite funny to think about the fact that he has so little loyalty to all of these people that he views them as... What? He views them as his pets. But the only thing is he is not really a responsible owner. He has no loyalty to any of his pets, really. It's interesting. I wonder how this compares to Takuji's reaction in the other ending. Oh my god, yeah. People were totally destroying the building, yeah. Destroying chains. God, yeah. Isn't that really interesting? I remember this. Yeah. No. Takuji was talking about the fact that these stars, they come from millions of light years away, and we're so lucky to be able to have all of these stars coming to us and appreciating the beauty that is right in front of him. But now he just views it as something that is just merely entertaining the people that are below him. He doesn't feel any appreciation. I mean, he's obviously finding it significant and he's commenting on its significance, but he's not really appreciating any of this. And yeah, that's an interesting little comparison there. It's like the border is held together with cellophane tape. What?
だって世界の終わりと始まりってつながってるって言われたんで、こう紙みたいなものをくるっと回して両方をセロハンテープで留めてるみたいな。
Well, I mean, you said the world's beginning and end are connected. It looks like you rolled it up and taped the ends together.
お前にはそんなものが見えるのか?
That's what you see.
はい、バッチリです。
Yes, clear as day.
それがお前の対の空か。
That is weird. It's as if there is a crack and something that doesn't... Well, I mean, if you need to tape things, that's because of the fact that they don't fully fit together. It's as if maybe it's as if the beginning doesn't fully fit with the end. Or maybe... No, maybe that's just some sort of metaphor saying that her life should not end like this. The beginning of her life didn't begin so that it could end like this. Maybe that's it. That's your end sky, huh?
はい、セロハンテープで貼り付けた終わりと始まりが私の対の空です。
Yes, in my end sky, the beginning and ends are held together with tape.
そんな場所行きたいの?
Yeah, is that the kind of place you want to go? Good point, yeah.
じゃあ行きたいです。
Fucking lambda. I super want to go there.
ねえみんな。
Hey everyone. Isn't it interesting, that desire for suicide? Right, are they going to destroy the building? Kimika shouted to the crowd. Gotta love my favourite, public vandalism. This CG makes much more sense now, especially with Takuji looking like he is looking. Everyone looked at her.
君たちは対の空に行きたいか?
Do you want to go to the end sky? Jesus Christ, Kimika, you are really on helium at the moment. Yeah, you're not even thinking about where you want to go. You're just so high on excitement that it doesn't matter. It's just an abstraction. I mean, that detail is irrelevant. Do you want to go to the Tsui no Sora? Look, my saviour. Everybody super wants to go. What does the end sky look like to you all? Very decipherable. I couldn't tell what they were screaming. It's a bit relatable. Most relatable Subarashiki line confirmed. Couldn't tell what they were screaming. Calm down a little, my believers. You can talk about what you all see, one by one. You can even scream it. Yeah. Really? Can't hear you at all. Yes, you can. Well, anyway, this is the final sky. Kimika yelled. At my side, like she was having so much fun. Oh, I don't blame her, yeah. I mean, it's just so interesting to think about the fact that your life has... There are so many things that are troubling her so ridiculously much, and she's not really had anybody she feels she can fully relate to, and this love is so one-sided that's happening here. Yet at the same time, I mean... She's just so happy. And it's such a contradiction. It really is, but it's so interesting how that's the way the story celebrates at the end. Let's be honest, a lot of these people are on drugs. Can I just mention that? On my side. Like she was having so much fun.
よーしあのフェンスを壊すぞ
They do it. Oh my god. Alright, let's break that fence. Yeah, and isn't that interesting? Isn't it ironic to think about the fact that this is the place that Zakudor was bullied in? Yeah, and I suppose it really, really makes sense for all of the people to die in the place that, let's be honest, symbolically destroyed her. Alright, let's break that fence. Kimika picked up a mallet. Yep, here we go. God, somebody's trying to flex his muscles. Fucking hell. God, such good artwork. Can I just mention? Seriously good. Then several others wave their mallets over their heads. I'm not going to ask how they got those mallets, but okay. They probably prepared for this, let's be honest here. I mean, they've stolen loads of... Well, they've stolen hundreds of thousands of pounds worth of drugs. So, I don't know what else they could do. Then several others wave their mallets over their heads. God. That stupid woman. She brought mallets too? Or maybe she made the believers gather that. I think more likely the latter, yeah. Oh, yeah. Actually, now that I look, it seems like someone got hit with one of those. Someone literally died. Yeah, there's so much blood. What a silly ritual.
おいおい君か
Oh, that's
お
interesting.
前もう少し落ち着いてやれよ
He tries to be the party
儀式が
pooper
台無
here.
しだよ
Oh my god, I really just used that phrase. I'm actually sorry that I used that phrase. Well, he's still trying to be somebody who brings it all down. Well, wait. Kimika, calm down. You're messing up the ritual.
そうっすか儀式なんてお祭りじゃないですかこれって最後の祭りですよね救世主様
Really? Isn't it supposed to be a celebration? This is the last festival, my savior. The last one, yeah.
そうだけどさ
Well, I guess so.
どんどんフェンスを壊してゆけそれが君たちの前に立ちふさがる障害なんだ
Go on, break that fence. That's the barrier standing in our way.
障害を砕
Yeah.
け障害を砕いて死んだ
And everybody who's brainwashed is going to engage in criminal vandalism. Destroy the barrier. Destroy it. Return to the sky.
ベルリンの壁だ民主主義の勝利だそんなの誰が信じるんだバカとりあえず壊したいだけなんだよ
It's the Berlin Wall. What? This is the victory for democracy. Are you stupid? You actually believe that? Anyway, I want that wall torn down. Well, they didn't really have a time to react to what she said and to believe it. And let's be honest, nobody's in a sound mind. I don't think they're going to be... Or they're going to be paying enough attention. Because let's be honest, I mean, this wall that is being torn down, it's the wall that prevented people like Megu and Satoko from dying themselves. And so it obviously makes sense for people like those to have the ultimate revenge and the ultimate payback, dying like that. But if anything, I'm gonna be honest, I feel it's really weird because Zakudor's heart probably died here, and then you're using this as a means of replicating what happened to her but to other people to dispel the curse, returning people to the sky so that they can go to a complete world, a world that's better, not a world that's filled with future flames that people have completely protested. I think that's drugs and placebo effects creating things that people really believe to be a case of impending catastrophe. Because of drugs, they feel they have seen the end of the world. I want that wall torn down.
ぶち壊せハンマーだヘビーメタルだマッコーだハッパープラスだ
Destroy, destroy. Tear it down. Hammers. Heavy metal. And then brothers. Don't know what that is, but yeah. I swear I remember in 8 scenes a word that was also censored that sounded like mako, and yeah. I can't deny that I think that is what she's saying there, or maybe it's something different, I don't know. Maybe it's... I don't really know why there'd be 2 censored letters though. Why wouldn't there just be 1? Unless maybe there's a mini tsu in hiragana that's written there. No, or katakana. Or just like, it's spelled with a mini tsu before ko. I don't know. It's like, it's M-A-K-K-O. Maybe that's what that's a reference to? I don't know. Wait, is that actually a word in Japanese? I don't know. Let's see if I can find anything. Oh, yep, gotta love it. I am me being fucking useless. Right, let's just search it up. Right, what does... Wait. I don't see anything. No, I can't see anything that is M-A-K-K-O. I don't even know why why am I looking at this? Let's be honest here. A short fin mako shark. I'm really wasting my time here. I should just stop. Oh god, I'm like Takuji in terms of how I get distracted. I'm not even joking as well. It's kind of sad. It makes, if I'm going to be honest, it makes thinking about things when... See, this is why I think I'm so grateful to visual novels, because it gives me something to think about, and then I can try to use my head to think about it, and it just kind of trains my head to think about something without getting distracted about something else. But it's hard not to do that for me. Destroy, destroy, tear it down. Hammers, heavy metal. Stuff. Oh. Do it. I don't know. Hacker brothers, maybe? Take down take down the psychiatrist who denies Mao-sama's great deeds. Oh my god. Rip him to pieces. Oh, that's hilarious. Yeah. Yeah, my god. Jesus Christ. I think if a psychiatrist read a story like this, they would... Oh god, they would not be the same afterwards. Wow. Kimika, I don't get it. I don't know what you're talking about at all. I'm just going along with it. That's what's really important right now. Yeah, reasonable. Whatever you say, but don't take my job. Yeah. Oh my god, yeah, interesting. It'll be alright. My saviour, your voice isn't as loud as mine, is it? And your wounds look pretty bad. I guess so. Yeah, god, he's letting Kimika do all the talking here. Interesting. You don't look too good. Yeah, I might not have enough blood left. Makes sense. Interesting how that conversation with Yuki is still possible, though. Do you want to drink some of mine? Yeah, reasonable. No, but you are a human being. The saviour isn't a vampire. That won't heal me.
微妙に不便ですね。
Oh, really? That's kind of inconvenient.
ああ、そうかもな。
My favourite, spreading potential diseases. Yeah, I guess. Oh shit, what's happening now?
すごい。
Whoa.
ものすごく大きい十字架。
A colossal cross.
私にはすごく大きな扉に見える。
It looks like a huge door.
俺は鍵と鍵穴が
God, yeah, all of the people just interpreting what they see of the Tsui no Sora. Yeah, the key is fucking suicide. Yeah, they all tried to put what they saw in the final sky to words. The world's last sky. How does it appear to them? The world's final scene. I love that it's all down to interpretation and drugs, but it's interesting that people really are just however people have grown to live, and however they've developed, and their thoughts and their minds and their hearts in general, really, that's all reflected within this. The world's final scene. The world's final words. People dancing. It's interesting that we have such a happy narrative that people who are fighting and people who are quite literally murdering another person. Well, yeah, it's all glossed over. People laughing. Yeah. It's like this whole story in general, just a mess in terms of emotions. Proper mess. People happily destroying the building here under the sky. People already covered in blood. Under the final sky. It is interesting that murder is happening here. It's just saying that this happiness is all wrong and not everybody is feeling it as well. That's another thing that's really quite relevant. This happiness is only happening for a set amount of people. A beautiful night sky. Yeah, someone set off fireworks. Wow. Oh my god, for some reason, a spark caused a pillar of flame to bellow up from the ground. Someone brought a can of gasoline. Oh shit, what's gonna happen? Some idiot must have brought the gasoline from the generator up. Oh, I see. God, somebody's very knowledgeable about the school if that's the case. I'm quite surprised that... Well, to be fair, it only takes one person who's not exactly... Well, not exactly going where they should be. And who's a bit too curious to go up to the roof, explore, and then find the gasoline. I'm sure a lot of people have gone up here. Takuji's not the only person who has. Maybe somebody even saw Takuji jerking off inside Zakudo, let's be honest. A pillar of flame on the rooftop. A huge pillar of flame. God, yeah! Several people got caught in the flames and burnt alive. Oh, yeah. Yeah. With pain like that, maybe returning to the sky, even if you're not brainwashed, is the best thing to do. I find it interesting that there are some people who have been driven totally insane. It's a combination of being driven insane, but also having the means to kill people, because you're not of a sound mind, you're on drugs, and also, I mean... So you've not only got no restraint, but you've also got access to killing people, and it's just so horrible to think that there's so much happiness, but all of this happiness, let's be honest, and all of this celebration, it's all just totally delusional, and all of this beauty of the end sky, it's just, it is mind control in the worst possible way. It seriously is. Even with the drugs, that must have hurt. They have burns all over their bodies. Yeah. To an outsider, this sight would look like a peek into hell itself. Yeah, totally agree. Why are they all having so much fun in this? Because they're on drugs and they're not realising what they're truly doing. It's interesting. Happiness may exist, but it's all false. And it's all awful. They would not be having this happiness if they weren't totally brainwashed by fear. Under the end sky, I hesitated. Why do they all shine so? Everyone's shone. They all shone as if their lives were being illuminated by a great light. That's unusual. The final sky reflected their lives like nothing else could. No, I disagree. It made them shine so beautifully that I was convinced this was the meaning to their lives. But isn't it interesting what Takagi was saying about the lack of meaning of life? And then just looking at this, I mean, people shining so much that it's the case that the meaning of their lives is only when their lives end. And, well, no, I suppose the meaning of their lives, like Takagi's, I mean, it has no meaning whatsoever. It's just, you were born to die here, and that's the meaning that shines. I mean, where is the logic and the sense in that? Oh wow, yeah, shine brighter. Light our lives. Suddenly, the words floated up from my memory. What? Oh, wait. When was Ludwig Wittgenstein born? 1889. When did he die? Oh, right. Oh, God. 1913. Right. Wait, what? Hang on a second. What's... I've got... What's... Why is there... That's so weird. So, Wikipedia says that... Oh, wait. Oh, I didn't read that. Oh, his father died in 1913, right. Okay, then. So, yeah, he died in 1951, which does make sense, because I heard that some people think that he went to the same school as Hitler, apparently, and he was potentially one of the causes of his jealousy. But yeah, I don't really know much about his life. I probably should learn a bit more, because it may be relevant. I don't know though. The time is during the First World War. The pre-eminent philosopher of the 20th century stood on the battlefield. But no, he would have. Yeah, totally. Yeah. He saw the beauty of his life as he stood within the storm of bullets. No, but I can see that. I mean, my God. Times like these, physically and mentally, they must have been the most awful thing people could go through. But seeing hope at the end of it, and seeing what you were going to do with yourself after you've overcome a hurdle that's this big, I mean, I'm sorry, but you would have to be unimaginably strong to be able to do something like that. Like, it would be of immense difficulty. But maybe some people could do it, who knows? He saw the beauty of his life as he stood within that storm of bullets. He wrote that his life was most beautiful in a world where he could die at any moment. To be fair, isn't that interesting? I mean, that really is just a message to enjoy life and love life and just try to look for any positives, because I mean, let's be honest, we could die at any moment. We could die at any moment. We don't necessarily know whether the next day is going to be our last one or not. And I mean, I get that obviously it's not something people should do, but people can easily make tomorrow their last day. So, I mean, obviously it's applied to a specific context, but it could be applied to all contexts. If you ask me, at least. He wrote that his life was most beautiful in a world where he could die at any moment. Is that actually what he wrote? Oh shit. Wait, let's see. God Light Our Lives, Ludwig Wittgenstein. And that's interesting. So apparently his philosophy relates to seeking God, which is quite relevant to this. Philosophy to the glory of God. God, light our lives. His name was Wittgenstein. Tell them. I've had a wonderful life. Tell my friends I've had an amazing, wonderful life. He said those... I don't know if this is actually true or not, or if it's just what Takuji is imagining him to be like because of the fact that he was the greatest philosopher of the 20th century, apparently. He said those words just before he died. Anyone could see he had been unhappy in life. That's really interesting. So this happiness here is a direct reference to him. Wow. Anyone could see he had been troubled. Yeah. They say his pupil was confused by those words. What part of your life was so wonderful? He had a bad temper, and he was always a rude person. All the books talk about how he was such a bothersome person. That's interesting. An incredibly bothersome person. yeah, no, totally, yeah. Nonsensical, selfish, and a genius. Huh. But why do I know his name? I hate difficult books like that. Well, to be fair, his mother did force him to be that one kid who was really educated, who listened to classical music, who, let's be honest, he probably would. Well, no, fucking hell, he literally plays the piano. Yeah, he was just forced to be the ideal kid. The angel of the house, really. Maybe that's why. I hate difficult books like that. Wait, I need to know. I've never seen this word before. What does repudiate mean? Oh, right. Interesting. He refused to accept suicide. Oh. God, yeah. Yeah, no. And I mean, if he can have this mindset in World War I about wanting to see all of the happiness of his life, I mean, of course, he would be so strong as a person, really, and it doesn't surprise me that someone... I mean, let's be honest, this guy's ridiculously emotionally intelligent as well as being a genius, so, yeah. Doesn't surprise me that he would be able to not look at this temptation. He was such a maniac that he wrote his diaries in cipher. Damn. A genius and a devil. Not really a devil, necessarily, just somebody who is troubled. Well, somebody who's troubled can become a devil, it just depends on what their actions are. He said this: live happily. Well, I mean, if they're so thoroughly unhappy, and if I'm going to be honest, they don't know what happiness means themselves. Well, they don't know what happiness is like themselves, of course. Somebody like that would be able just to realise how much better a life would be if you could just enjoy it. What right does such a thoroughly unhappy person have to say that? But now I understand. Yeah. If this is the world's limit, this is the world's edge. The world is nothing but a vessel. Someone once said that human life is empty and meaningless. You as well. Of course, the world is nothing but a vessel. There's nothing that can fill it. What can fill that vessel? Money, dreams, fame. Reasonable. And then women. A little less reasonable. Eroge. Oh god. We've really gone on a tangent. It's ridiculous. Those two are parts of the vessel. That's a quote right there. They're all parts of the world. Everything that can be described, everything that can be put into words, is nothing more than the world. Yeah, I see that. That does make sense, yeah. That which can fill the world must lie outside of the world. Is this going to tie into how he believes his saviour, his people and himself in general, being part of the complete world, are the people who are most significant? I don't know. Oh my god, I think this is a quote from him. The subject does not belong to the world, but is a limit of the world. But if you treat the world as a vessel, then it's as if this is the limit of how much the world can be filled up. So, because of the fact that it is too much for the world, it needs to go away, and it needs to go out of the world. But who decides whether somebody belongs to the world or not? That doesn't make much sense. The sense of the world must lie outside the world. Yeah, in the world everything is as it is and happens as it does happen. In it there is no value. That's such a weird way of thinking. The words of the great philosopher who said, "Tell them I've had a wonderful life." I feel like I can understand the meaning of the... Yeah, no, I totally see that. And I find it really surprising to think at the end of this, even Takuji finds peace in both endings. I'm actually surprised about this. I didn't think this would end like this. I really didn't. I feel like I can understand the meaning of those words. The words of a great philosopher who lived long ago in a faraway place resonated within me. Well, that's the thing. It doesn't matter who said them. It just matters about the fact that they are words. Words have impact on people. And especially if they relate and if they... Especially with philosophical related stuff, because it teaches stuff that, let's be honest, barely anybody would think. I mean... Or things that are really thought-provoking. You have to make an effort to understand them. And when you do, you have that reward of knowing what the lessons are and maybe even learning something from it. Now let's fill our vessel. Let's light our lives. Yeah, don't hold back. Don't hold death back. That's interesting. Yeah, life shines when freed from its restraints. The sky will light our lives. It will light our lives with its pale blue light. But we will be the ones shining in the sky. It is within this world of blue that we can understand that fact. This is the last sky. Sky of the end. How will they all be reflected in this final sky? Yeah, that is a good question, especially with people that are disgusting, like Megu and Satoko. How will their lives be reflected, and how will they shine down on everybody else in the form of a star? The border of the sky held together with tape. The colossal cross. The blue ocean glimpsed from within a white room. Power lines that continue into eternity. Virgin Mary depicted within the Church of Rosaries. This is the final edge. Yeah. Sky where all duality ends. The shining moon. Sky full of stars. The lights of people spread out across the land, like a party. Beyond a ritual, just a party. The world's final party. Yeah, the first and last moment of life in this world.
さて、最後に救世主様からお話があります。
Now then, the Saviour has something to say.
心して救世主様の話を聞くように。
Give him your undivided attention. Yeah, there's a lot to gain from this, so yeah, let's just look into this, because my god, oh, such a beautiful description, such an odd description. Yeah, it would be criminal not to furtherly analyse this, let's be honest here. Hang on, I just want to do one thing. There we are, that's a bit better. I've just made it so that, oh shit, my webcam's a bit off. I love that you can see my finger there. There we are. It's a bit better. Right, oh my god, my webcam really is that dark. Ah, who gives a shit? Oh, that's better now. Nice. Yeah, but anyway, let's analyse it. I just wanted to get the shot of the sky because, yeah. I mean, it's just a bit more distracting when I have the CG in the background. You can just fully what the fuck am I saying? You can fully focus on the text. It is interesting, this. Interesting that he knows about Wittgenstein, by the way. I do wonder, because there are so many messages here that are similar to his works that we have seen, and it's really unusual to think that there is a common theme that unites them. Interesting that he knows about Wittgenstein, and he knows him in a lot of depth, but does he know why he knows him? No. I really like this, and I really like just how sweet everything really is. How sweet, and yet at the same time how cynical and awful everything is around them, because let's be honest, it's just, you have a situation, you can either interpret happiness or complete sadness and evil, but that's what Takuji is interpreting, it's happiness. It really, really is, and yeah. Yeah, in the darkest world, everybody is being illuminated, yeah. But I suppose, if anything, this great light, it's just the human heart in general and how odd it can be. Let's be honest here. Yeah, and I really, really like that, because these people's lives, let's be honest, for them to be brainwashed, especially because of the fact that they were all brainwashed, they have been brainwashed on something that is nothing more than darkness itself, i.e. fear. And yet at the same time, at the end of it, they can shine so brightly and so happily. It is interesting. And just the fact that the sky making it, it's as if they are being illuminated by a great light, you know, the sky making it so that they shine so brightly in a time of such hideousness and death and destruction and, let's be honest, murder. People are quite literally killing others. They're still shining and they're still happy. And yeah, he wants more. He wants them to shine the brightest they ever have been and be the happiest they could possibly be. It's just so interesting how he interprets everything like this. It's all fake. It's all a facade. And it's interesting that the delusional person sees happiness even though it's all fake. It's all just induced by drugs. They would not be feeling like this if they were in sound minds. And also their manipulation. They have been manipulated badly by Takuji and his speeches. I mean, this is amazing, by the way. Can I just mention? I mean, I don't even want to imagine how horrible conditions like the ones in World War I must have been. I mean, I think traumatic is putting it lightly. It is living hell. It is an absolute living hell, both mentally and physically. Yeah, it's really quite something. And it's just so impressive. You just really, really get something so much more dark in order to emphasize your point. Yeah, but no, I do see that. And it's interesting that Takuji, he has never been able to see... He's actually kind of like Wittgenstein in a way, because he's had a life that's... I mean, he's not really been wanting to suicide, but he's been living a life he's felt has no meaning and no point or purpose whatsoever, and he's been constantly just a victim of all of the most horrible things in the world, and as a result of that, he's never been able... And he's been neglected and he's not been looked after well. But, yeah. The only way he can see beauty in his life is by ending it, really, and that's just awful, because it's just because of... I mean, you would have thought that if life was a bit more fair to him, the beauty he would have been able to see would be in the happy situation. But I mean, to be fair, in some situations, like for example Wittgenstein's situation, I mean, it's just proper mental strength to see happiness in a world of sadness. And it reminds me of a certain When They Cry visual novel. All of this, by the way. Yeah, if you know, you know. Seeing stuff with love. You probably know now. Yeah. Yeah, but isn't that interesting? Light our lives. And it does kind of remind... It's as if our lives are just metaphorical stars that... Maybe it's as if we are the people who don't really have much guess. No, we don't really have much of a say on what our lives are. Well, no. I mean, maybe it's the case of some people that they have a bad life and they need someone else, and someone... I suppose an analogy of a god is quite good. Somebody of higher power who decides things and decides the order of things. Yeah, they are the force that drives, I don't know, the acknowledgement of happiness, maybe. It's odd. I have an idea in my head, I'm just finding it hard to put it in words. Yeah, but I see that. Yeah, no. And at the end of his life, even though he's had a horrible life and he's not been the most nice person and he's been contemplating suicide and obviously he's been in the war as well. It's just amazing that he can actually say this, and he can not look at anything bad that has gone on in his life and just look at the good, really. It's just something that's so unusual. Yeah, that is interesting. It is interesting that, I mean, with these people, I think it shows that you don't even have to be a good person to be able to realize, to be able to have potential in your life and to be able to have beauty. I mean, if anything, it's a really interesting and, if I'm going to be honest, risky message that is being shown here. I mean, if anything, it shows that, well, I mean, it shows that obviously good people, of course they can have meaning in their lives, but bad people as well, they can. I mean, I suppose people that have never really been kind to others, though, it's hard for them to be kind to themselves as well, and hard for them to actually have a realistic grip on concepts like these. I mean, because, I mean, I don't know, I just feel like with analogies like these and seeing meaning and seeing how things can shine, I think if you're an arsehole to everybody and you're really, really mean in general, I just feel like it would be harder to really view yourself as, I don't know, view yourself as someone who is shining like all of these people are for Takuji. But I don't know, it's interesting because it says that let's just take the most undesirable person and then, but the only thing is, I mean, his mind and how he treats others are different thing, and his personality and obviously how he treats others, they're different things. Wait, no, his mind compared to his personality and how he treats others, they are different things though. I mean, obviously he can see meaning in his life, I suppose, because of the fact that his mind is brilliant, but I do wonder how geniuses' minds operate. I do wonder if they constantly downplay what they do. And if they constantly just feel that what they do, no matter how good it is, it's not enough, and they just want to improve more and more and more and more. Sometimes until they can't anymore. I do wonder what the mindset of a genius is. Especially ones who are really invested in whatever they're doing. Yeah, it must just feel so weird. Yeah, but isn't it interesting that even though he doesn't really he is the least desirable person, and also he obviously has had a really, really difficult and troubled life, he still encourages himself to live, and he fights for living as well. Fucking hell. Yeah, but no, it is interesting, yeah. I think they have the right to say this the most. Live happily so that you don't get in the situation that I'm in. The limit of the world. Oh god. Fucking maths. The limit as h tends to 0. First principle differentiation as well. I can never not think of that when I think of the limit of the world. Oh god. I'm happy I'm not reading this like in 2 years' time. Oh no, when I'm in university, because I'll be using limits all the time then. Fucking hell. Like, we're only just learning about limit related stuff. Well, actually, to be fair, we have. I don't think we're coming back to anything limit related until year 13. Because now we're doing fucking stats. And we're doing mechanics as well, so I don't know. I don't know when we'll use them next. Well, to be fair, we don't really use it. It's literally just something you write at the beginning of every single equation that you're trying to solve. Every single bloody line. Limit as h tends to 0. Limit as h tends to 0. Limit as h tends to... Kill yourself. Yeah, but that is really interesting. I mean, the world is nothing but a vessel, so no matter how many people were there, there is not... But the only thing is, what do you define as a world that is full? I mean, maybe that's just because, I don't know, humanity collective, unconsciousness, subconsciousness, and people being redirected so that they don't think stuff like this, and so that they feel their lives are full, so it doesn't matter about anyone else's. And that's obviously how I've been programmed to think. Nah, I'm just kidding. But yeah, if our lives are fulfilled, let's be honest, why does it matter about anyone else? And if I'm going to be honest, I feel like this is kind of a message that you could gain from all of this. I mean, to other people, he was not really the most liked, and he wasn't the most kind, it seems. I don't know much about this person. This is just the impression I'm getting from this. But no, he wasn't happy himself. Yet at the same time, he still realised the importance of happiness. Being happy and realising the importance of happiness are two very different things. But, I suppose you don't have to be full... I mean, it doesn't matter about other people. It only matters about yourself. If you feel as if your life is full and your world is full, it doesn't matter if the whole world itself is full, as long as your world is, you can continue living on. So I suppose if your life is full, yeah, it kind of reinforces that idea about people having separate worlds, and for people to come into contact with each other and fully connect with each other, there needs to be people who... For people to come into contact, connect each other, it's as if their worlds need to merge and they need to... it's like... Oh god, it's like a Venn diagram. They need to create an intersection. Oh god, a horrible analogy, but the picture kind of works. Yeah, nothing can possibly fill the world because of the fact that the world has infinite meaning, and it has meaning that human beings probably couldn't possibly understand just because of the fucking massive scale of things. So, yeah, how could we ever understand what it would be like for the world to be filled? But what is the world to be filled? It's such a weird and abstract, but also subjective concept. Oh god, that's scary. Yeah. If they're part of the vessel, something outside of the vessel has to fill it. Yeah. It's very interesting that. Look, remember Fenrir, and the chat about Fenrir in this reminds me of that as well. Our worlds may be filled, but can they ever truly be filled? No. Let's be honest. Let's just fully say it straight up. No. Human desire is endless. Unless you're a Buddhist. But still, this is what I've never really understood about enlightenment-related things. If you want to release yourself from all attachment and all craving, you try to practice meditation so that you can become enlightened. But isn't becoming enlightened a desire in itself? That's just what I've never really understood about any of this, any of the Enlightenment beliefs. Yeah, I see that. But why does the world have to be filled, though? If anything, I suppose it could be saying... So whatever can fill the world must lie outside of the world. It's as if they... Look at where my mouse is, by the way, for where I'm referring to, but... It's as if they are filling the world from becoming a part of the world that is outside of the world and that is not truly there. Yeah, they don't belong to the world. Isn't it interesting? And I suppose it's a limit of the world because... Well, I mean... I think if you could just say it that Subarashiki Hibi is a story that happens until July the 20th, so... Nah, actually, that's a shitty interpretation. No, I suppose we don't belong to the world because of the fact that we have a desire to go out of the world, like the melody and song analogy. Forget about the song that forget about the words that compose the world. Just drop it and immerse yourself in the melody, really. And let's be honest, commit suicide, but yeah, that detail's left out of the picture, of course. Ooh. in it there is no value because of the fact that the world... Yeah. I can see this when you take all of Takuji's goals and ideals. He's finally achieved what he feels delusionally that he was made to achieve. Yeah, that's interesting. The only thing that has meaning is not in the world in which you are in. It's such a weird thought to think that there is no value in the things that happen because they're not anything that is there's not anything that is significant because of the fact that they operate like the world should. But at the same time, that's viewing the world from an incredibly... It's just viewing it from a standpoint that has a lack of appreciation and love for what human beings can do, really. And let's be honest, here it is kind of being taken out of context so that it can encourage these people to suicide. Yes, you break reason and you break the restraints of reality, I suppose. And in that there is value because... Yeah, why is there value in everything outside of the world, actually? You break the restraints of reality. If it's not the case that everything is as it is. Well, it's special because it's something you create, really. No, maybe. I think I get that. There is no value, and yet at the same time it can never ever be filled up. Interesting, that. Yeah, but the only thing is, I mean, their vessels can never possibly be filled by something in the world, something that doesn't really have any means of changing, something where every single process is known and is natural and is defined. Because let's be honest, the thing is, because of the fact that we're human beings, there is a certain range of things that people can do. I mean, anything that a human being could do, it's within... Oh, yeah, it's within the range of possibility. I suppose people are always limited by what is possible and what is real. So I suppose in order for the vessel to be filled, you need to, yeah, like I said, escape reality. It's interesting, that. You're restrained by possibility, you have. Yeah. God, if I ever want to die, I'll probably read this before I do. Or if I don't know, something happens, I'll read this before. Could you imagine reading this before you die? God. That would be weird. I would. Isn't it interesting how he's saying don't hold death back, and also the fact that in this incomplete world, teachers are the ones who sway the bias of fitting into the expectations within society, and they prevent people from becoming their own person, let's be honest here. And I mean, obviously I'm just regurgitating the thoughts of Takuji, this isn't objective, but Yeah, and it's interesting how that kind of ties in. So beautifully written, it seriously is. Oh, yeah. But then again, like Takuji said, our vessels are filled, but is the world's vessels filled? Is the world's vessel filled? No. There's no meaning in any of it, but they're still doing it. Even if it means completely defiling what is the definition of meaning. See happiness. Suppose that's what it's saying here. Like what Takuji said, these words could be used for great purposes, but for very evil and devil-related purposes as well. Or at least purposes you'd associate with the devil. It's just so beautiful, but it's so awful and cynical and sad. But yeah, that then just emphasizes what Takuji's saying in a world full of tragedy. And I mean, even with these people, these other people who are in this cult, I mean, their tragedy is the fact that they've been so taken aback by fear that they've been brainwashed. And I suppose it applies to all of them. Just see happiness in a world that is so wrong. It doesn't apply to all of them, actually. What about those people that are painfully getting killed by fires? I mean, some people, not all. He thinks his thoughts are representative of everybody. This is just an ideal viewing. A viewing that, unfortunately, I think, doesn't take into account reality. But then again, it makes sense for it not to. Because all of these, especially the look for happiness, I got the impression that they're very selfish thoughts. But at the same time, they are still happy. The first and last moment of life in this world. That is interesting.
さて、心して救世主様の話を聞くように。
You're the one who's not paying attention to me. I wonder what he's going to say. This is...
ここが空の最後だ。
I wonder if people were listening to him. This is the end of the sky.
ここが世界の限界。
This is the world's limit.
僕たちは最果ての空の下に立っている。
We are standing beneath the final sky.
ここから先は簡単だ。
Reasonable.
簡単に行ける。
It just takes one step to end your life. The rest is simple. The rest is easy.
全く雲なく
Oh yeah. Yeah.
届く。
You can reach the sky effortlessly.
空へ帰ろう。
Let's return to the sky. Here we go. Something so
救世
evil.
様これで
Something so evil painted in such a beautiful light. Something so evil. Well then, my saviour. This is it.
君か。
Kimika?
こういうのは勢いが必要なんですよ。
Interesting.
私行きますから。
Interesting that she goes first. Yeah, that totally makes sense. Someone needs to go first. I'll go. I'll leave the rest to you.
この数日、
Yeah.
すんげー楽しかったっす。
The last few days, I've had a lot of fun.
Huh?
Yeah. But it can never continue.
みんなこの世界でやり残したことある？
Does anyone have anything left to do in this world? You've had a lot of fun, but the only thing is, this relationship can never continue. It was founded upon by evil, and it will end by, ironically, evil. My question was blocked out by her yelling.
この世界でやらなきゃいけないことある？
Yeah, if you're imposing your views on everybody there. Is there anything you still need to do in this world?
つーか、この世でやらなきゃいけないことって何？
And what the hell do we really need to do anyway? That's actually a reasonable question. But that's where our minds come in. And also obligation comes in.
寝る、食べる、オナニー。大体そんなんでしょ？あんたらなんて。
Eat, sleep, jack. Right. Eat, sleep, jack off, repeat. Oh god, I can imagine that being on a t-shirt. Red bubble t-shirt. So you guys do, right?
私も大体同じ。寝るか、食べるか、オナニーだ。
You literally said that you do it just a few times and you don't really do it much. Yeah, she's totally exaggerating herself here. Interesting that. I'm pretty much the same. Eating, sleeping, or cooming.
もうないんだわ。うん。やることも全部やった
Yeah,
感じ。
and that's so interesting. The fact that she doesn't have the thoughts of obligation to meet ends with Takuji. But there's nothing left. Yeah, it feels like I've done everything I need to. Yeah, it feels like I've done everything I need to.
空に帰るんだよ。
So I'm going to return to the sky.
元気よく。ほら、私に続け。
God. Happily. Come on, follow me. Here we go, the broken fence. Nothing separated us from the sky anymore. No, totally. We just needed to take one step and fly. Isn't it interesting how much this relays Takuji's, let's be honest, just, he's a victim of so much awful treatment. So many devastating things. It just makes sense. It really does. That's all. Kimika was smiling as she yelled out again. Yeah. She feels like she's done everything she needs to do. No Takuji related things at all. Yeah, and encouraging people to die for the endless revenge that you seek. Kimika was smiling as she yelled out again. Now fly to the final sky. Yeah. Here we go. Kimika flew. Kimika flew like a shooting star in reverse. Interesting analogy. Kimika floated in the sky. She rose and rose. She went faster and faster as her voice receded. They were inspired. Yeah. Wait, why do you think you get to go before me? Me too. Yeah, there we go, all of the bullies. Well, I mean, Kimika was, well, she kind of was, but wasn't, but yeah, these two. Fucking arseholes. As Kimika flew into the sky, those two followed her. Constant revenge. And now everybody dies. People flying through the sky. People returning to the sky. It's so... I just think it's so funny that something so sick has been put in such a beautiful manner. So it's like the sexual scenes. They make it as arousing as possible. So that it gets immersed in the atmosphere that you shouldn't be immersed in as much as possible. Like this. You can't help but think that everything here is just composed of pure beauty. And pure, just... oh, beauty, positivity, just in general happiness. Whereas people are dying here. They are being brainwashed and they are suiciding, and it's awful. But it's put in such a beautiful way. At the edge of the world, the people headed towards the sky. They extended their arms wider and wider, like they were trying to grab onto the world itself. the people went to the sky.
一緒に行こ
Yeah. Let's go together.
う。うん。
Yeah.
また完全な世界でも一緒だよ。
What a lie. We'll be together again in the complete
う
world.
ん。
Yeah.
じゃあ
Here goes.
救世主様ありがとうございました。
Thank you, my savior. Some of them were hesitant. Yeah, totally. But most of them flew into the sky immediately without thinking twice. Even Kimika. They just screamed. Words without meaning. Oh, yeah. 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 In the biggest sense possible. Yeah, truly meaningless words. Today feels especially good. It feels especially comfortable. A cool breeze. Beautiful blue. A world of light. A world of people who have returned to the sky. Oh, it's Takuji right there. It's a good day to die. Someone said that once. Oh, I wonder who. An amazing number of people passed over the broken fence and stepped over the borderline. Some of them couldn't move because they've been injured or burnt. Oh my god! That's insane. But there were several believers throwing these people into the sky as well. Yeah. Your delusions are creating such a reality that is so acknowledgeable. Well, it's so observant of the true horrors that are happening at the moment, but it's so oblivious to those horrors at the same time. He sees everything that's happening. He sees death, suicide, awful, brainwashed. Well, it's not really suicide, well, it kind of is, but it isn't, because the suicide wouldn't be happening if it wasn't for him. But so many awful things that are occurring. And yes, at the same time, he's living happily. This is the first time he's ever had peace. They too were sucked into the sky. Before I realised it, all the commotion had disappeared. All that noise had changed into complete silence. Yeah. When I came to my senses, I was the only one standing there. What about Yuki? Stood on the rooftop, alone. There's no one left. Just me. It's really over. Yeah, I heard the sounds of sirens in the distance. Of course the police were called after we made such a commotion. Dude, are you ever going to realise that you have probably killed around 100 people? But this is the horrible thing, and this is why this thought pattern is so dangerous. Live happily. Be oblivious to what you have done in this world, and how awful your life is, and how much you have affected other people. Just have peace within yourself, and it's so wrong. But at the same time, the peace is truly happening. It's so wrong for something that should be so right, i.e. peace. Yeah, it's so odd. It really, really is. Of course, the police were called after we made such a commotion. People dancing on the roof, committing vandalism, and then flying. Now it's over. My wonderful life is over. That's right. I was meant to do this from the beginning. From the beginning? Huh? Why did I ever try to do this? I feel like I can't quite remember something important. What was the reason why I had to do this? Yeah, I do wonder. Actually, Yuki. Yes, Yuki Tomosane. Why did he apologise at the end? Yeah, who was he apologising to? What was he apologising for? Who did he try to protect? Exactly, who is he the brother of?
もういいさ。もういいんだ。
It's not important. It doesn't matter anymore. It doesn't matter to him, but it does matter to us. We have different perspectives.
ここにもうやるべきことはない。
I have nothing left to do here.
ここに忘れ物なんてない。
I haven't forgotten anything.
そうだ。忘れたもの。
Yeah.
忘れてしまったもの。
No, I totally see that. It's just so awful that he could be living a normal life and yet look at how many people have died. Just look visually at how awful this is and look at all of this unjust and absolutely horrible things that he has caused, and it just takes one person to kill hundreds and to create so much awfulness, and that's what he's done. If his life was better, if he'd been treated better, none of this would happen. He'd never feel like he needs to escape and that he needs to become the saviour, because let's be honest, becoming the saviour is just escapism. I mean, look at this here, you know, you've not forgotten anything, you don't have any reason to keep living on, you have nothing to stand for. Yeah. Nothing I've forgotten. Nothing.
それはもう忘れ物じゃない。
I haven't forgotten it.
いらないものだ。
I don't need it.
いらない言葉だ。
I don't need those words.
間宮拓司。
Oh shit, Yuki's here. Huh. I've heard this voice before. This voice is... Oh, it's her. What? The woman who was intended to harmonize the world in the aftermath. What? Yeah, no, I remember what Ayana was saying.
Mami, anta.
Mummy, are you? Huh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, here we go. This is going to be quite interesting. Interesting that he can't even remember why. He has this massive commitment, massive way of doing this. He doesn't even realise the weight of what he is doing, and yet at the same time, he doesn't even have a clue about the essence and the origin. Essence? Sorry, I meant to say the origin of these thoughts. But isn't it interesting? Yeah. Maybe, I don't really understand why he thinks about Yuki the second he thinks about why he is doing a move that is this big. I do wonder if there's something relevant there. I had to do this, by the way. Interesting use of words. Isn't it interesting to think about the fact that here, even though his life has been completely embraced and he's obviously dying alone because of the fact that he has embraced the delusions as much as possible, he still, at the end of it, has a bit of a real outlook on life. Not fully, but a bit. At least it's not as delusional as what led him to this point was, really. Oh,
水上由紀さん、
Minakami Yuki-san. You.
まだ君はそんなところにいたんだね。
Yeah. Yeah.
僕はたった今、
Isn't
み
it
んなを救
interesting?
済したところだよ。
So you were still there. I just saved everyone.
救済、これが救済？
Saved? Is this salvation?
そうだよ。
That's right.
バカか。あんた。
Yeah, isn't it interesting at the final point, seeing somebody with a realistic perspective interpret all of this? Are you that stupid?
救済か。救済ね。
Salvation, huh? Salvation. I thought about something completely unrelated. Something that's not even tangentially related. Yeah. Minakami-san slowly explained the truth of the incident. I like that analogy. I suppose I'm just thinking intersections. Well, tangent going on to something it touches at one point. 1 point out of potentially infinity. Well, a potential infinite amount of points. There's one, just that bit of relationship. But no, not here. I mean, technically, with a circle, for example, you can have an infinite number of tangents that could potentially just intersect with 1 point of the circle. She is, yeah, totally. She's a great detective. So much she doesn't know, though. Ah, that's interesting. So I went along with her and acted like I was the culprit, caught red-handed. He was responsible for nearly all of the murders. Not Senagawa's. So I went along with her and acted like I was the culprit, caught red-handed.
素晴らしい推理だね。
Almost. Oh, yeah, such a bitch for doing this.
ほぼ大正解だよ。
What a wonderful deduction, Minakami-san. You're almost totally correct. I declared that in the voice of a charismatic cult leader. That's totally what he is, yeah. It was strangely satisfying. Well, more importantly, what I was thinking about. Oh my god. Well, it doesn't matter if you showered. You're still gonna stink as a corpse as decomposition happens on you. God, it is so weird, thoughts like that. To think about the fact that we are people with emotions and flesh, but if we end our lives, we are nothing but part of an ecosystem. And we're just a lump of meat. It's so fucking weird to think. It seriously is. It's one of the most scary things to think, if you ask me. If I'm going to jump, I should have taken a shower first. I haven't changed my clothes lately either. And I didn't wash after having sex with Kimiko. I just wiped myself off with a tissue. Jesus Christ. Well, luckily Yuki's not going too close to him, so yeah. Kimiko didn't bathe herself either. She really should have. Right. She is a girl after all. Yeah, isn't that interesting? I came aside, don't you mind, Kimika? It totally makes sense. Isn't it interesting that she's died and yet this is the only thought that he has? And it shows that no matter how many inspirational thoughts he has, he still can never ever see the truth of the world. He may have happiness, but in the grand scheme of things, this is wrong. Everything about this is so wrong. And it's so hard not to be swept away. You have to fight as a reader, if you ask me, in order to not be swept away by the delusions of these characters sometimes. That's why Subarashiki is such a good story, if you ask me.
全ては超常現象でも神でも幽霊でも何でもなく、一個人のあなたが仕組んだもの。
Seriously, yeah. It wasn't a supernatural phenomenon, or a god, or ghost, or anything like that. Just a single person. You came up with the whole thing.
私の部屋に侵入して高島さんの携帯を置いたのも。それに鏡と司。
Oh my god. You broke into my room and left Takashima-san's phone. And Kagami and Tsukasa.
あれは何なの？
What was that?
鏡と司はどうやって？
How did they?
彼女たちは。
They.
彼女たちは。あなたは私に一体何をしたの？
You really think he cares? I'm sorry, but Takagi cares about himself and nothing apart from himself. Nothing. All of this murdering. It's just done for peace. For himself. You really think he cares? Not only peace, but engagement in his psychopathy as well. Well, engagement in psychopathy in order to get to his peace. By the way, can I just mention, why is his belt halfway up his torso? I swear to God, like, I bet you anything it's above his belly button. Why is his belt so fucking high up? Who wears clothes like that? Just what did you do to me?
それを教えなさい。
Tell me that.
僕は君に何もしていないよ。
Oh yeah, apart from let your friends be gang raped and torture them, and obviously torturing. Well, to be fair, is there anything else? Anything else that she knows about? I haven't, and obviously creeping her out as well. I haven't done anything to you.
そんなわけないじゃない。
That can't be true.
いや、何もしてないさ。
Yeah, that does make sense. We never saw anything about Takuji putting Zakudo's phone in Yuki's house. I think it was Kimika. Sorry to say, but I haven't done a single thing to you. And also, how would Takuji know that Yuki has the phone?
嘘だ。そんなわけない。何もしてないなんてことあるわけない。
That's a lie. That can't be true. You did something to me.
いや、僕は君には何もできない。
Too smart to be brainwashed, I suppose, and you don't have a reason to be brainwashed. Kimika is too smart to be brainwashed, but because she has a reason that she can latch onto, she can just indulge in her worst emotions, really.
なら、私が見たものは何なんだ。一体これは何なんだ。
Yeah, then what was that I saw? What is all of this? Oh, the sirens are almost here. Oh yeah, kill yourself before you face responsibility for the severe crimes you've done. To be fair, I mean, he's gonna die either way. He'll get the death penalty for this, 100%. I don't have any more time to play along with her. I actually agree with what Takuji's saying. don't have any more time to play along with her. It's all so funny, isn't it? You've ruined somebody's life. Oh yeah, how lovely. That's right. I wonder if this will surprise her. Oh yeah, just bring her down in your final moments, don't you? Well, to be fair, a lot of it isn't the most correct, but yeah.
僕は君が好きだったんだがね。
That's so not true, though I did love you. Yeah, not really. Oh, God, that's horrible what he's done. A complete sociopath as well. Isn't it interesting that he's completely wrapped up in the world of his delusions and wrapped up in all of the returning to the sky? He sees so much beauty in the release of life that he can't even admit the fact that he has done the most sick way of murdering probably over 50, maybe to even 100 people. But you still have the concept of the law, and you still have, deep down inside, the thought of the fact that you have actually done something that is a crime. Not really. Now then. What are these? From parallel... Oh, I love that analogy. Lines to the world of perpendicular descent. I was sucked down. Complete freefall. The final instant. The sirens in the distance. The blue sky. The laughing moon. The laughing moon, isn't that interesting? The fact that you perceive it like that. The spinning earth. The dancing stars. The cool air. Garden music. With a pleasant glow. This makes up his world. All of it. With a pleasant glow. It all lit up. And now he's dead. What now? Oh. I thought there was going to be something more, but yeah. In the most deadly of moments, you seek happiness and you look at it. You feel it, you find it, no matter how wrong it is. And then in the end, even though he has had such a ridiculously awful life, like with Yuki, he has cried more times than, let's be honest, we can ever imagine. Or at least, I can. And, even at the end, somebody with a life as awful as that, he sees it with beauty. His name is Shin. Wow. I couldn't... Shin. That is such an unusual name. I wonder what the kanji for that is. Just the voice actor for Takaji. I wonder if... Could you imagine if it's just the kanji for Atarashi? Interesting little theme here. I can never tell if this says kero, like ke, and then ro, as in the katakana, or if it says ito, which maybe could be meaning thread. There we are. Right. I'm too curious. Sorry. Just before. Haha, there we are. Looking glass insects. Interesting that they're united. Oh my god. I get that this is... We're going into hell. Now we're going even deeper. Fucking hell. I've not heard good things about looking glass insects in terms of how dark it is. But fucking hell. That was amazing. I really, really enjoyed that. And if I'm going to be honest, I feel like both of these endings are incredibly strong and they tell you so much about the story. Oh my god, It's My Own Invention is fucking done, man. That feels so odd, but also so good, rewarding, deserved. Any positive word? I'm so happy, man. I'm so excited to see where the hell the story is going to take on now. Because if I'm going to be honest, I feel like if they ended Subarashiki in Chapter 3, though there would be a huge amount of ambiguities, a huge amount of things that are not solved and also that are left hanging. Like, they could have just modified a few things and then they could have easily ended the story here. What I'm trying to say is, like, this story is so full and it's so complete and it's so fucking good that I think you could realistically end it here. And I'm so happy they're not, because there is so much I want to learn. I want to learn about the past of these people so much more. Takuji, Yuki, Kagami, Tsukasa, Ayana. Oh my god, there's so much to look forward to. Especially Ayana. I really want to see what's going on with her and her true nature. Whether she is a delusion or not. Now, it's really interesting, the end of chapter 2. Because Yuki feels as if the end sky is present. And quite literally, as if her head is cracking. Let's just see if we can get the scene up.
Stress.
I mean, yeah, this is so weird. Yeah, because all of this stuff of Ayana, I mean, she had seen everything. She knew what was going on. It's so weird. And it is interesting to think about the fact that the end sky is just a means of Takuji coming to peace with himself, which should be impossible, but no, it's actually something that really happens here. I'll tell you what, I need to go to bed, but fuck. Oh, you've got to be fucking with me. I've accidentally got to the ending of chapter 2. I didn't mean to do that. Yeah, I'm gonna read that in the morning, I think, because it might be quite relevant. Anyway, yeah, that was really good. My god, I love It's My Own Invention. That's got to be my favourite chapter so far. Chapter 2, chapter 3, they're amazing. They really are. And when people say that Subarashiki is... Oh yeah, wait, can we just see something? No, fuck off. I'm not over 18, by the way. I'm 17.5. I was 17.5 13 days ago. So, I'm not over 18. Wow! I'm a criminal now. Well, I mean... Yeah, anyway, who cares? But, yeah, god, It's My Own Invention. What a clusterfuck. Seriously, this story just has so much. This story is going to change. The more I play this, the more I'm going to come back to this story and just think about what is going on. I really can't wait for Looking Glass Insects. And I do wonder, my main question is about the structure of the story so far. Is it going to be another perspective on the events that are happening in It's My Own Invention? Or is it going to be the case that it's a completely different story? Is it maybe going to be the past of something? Hasaki? Are we going to remember her? Or are we not going to have her completely forgotten about? Yeah, what the fuck happened to Hasaki, by the way? And what is Tomosane's relationship to her? I want to start calling Yuki Tomosane, because it just doesn't make sense. I call every other character apart from him by their first names. I just think that Yuki should be a first name and Tomosane should be a surname, but it's the other way around. It's like fucking Murasa Minamitsu from Toho 12 Stage 4. If you know, you know. But yeah, that's what it reminds me of. Just, I don't know which one's the first name and which one's the second name. And I actually have to think about it before I realise. But it will come instinctively soon, but still. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this. That was a really fun ending and I enjoyed so much of it. And I really found it interesting, just Takuji's overall view of the world. And funny that in Kimika's ending, the one where he completely lets go of his delusions, is also the ending where he doesn't have this really selfish and, if I'm going to be honest, awful viewpoint. I think it's awful because it's unhealthy. He's completely getting all of the realities of what he has done and just ignoring them. It's going to be seriously interesting to learn more about this story. I have no idea what to expect for Looking Glass insects, so yeah. We will discover it ourselves. Oh shit, wait, hang on a second. Wait, oh my fucking god. I was going to end the video, but there's something I forgot to do. Fuck! No, I'm not even joking. Oh my god, this is hilarious. Right. Yeah. Oh god, I completely forgot. I completely forgot. Okay, I'll just skim through it, see if there's anything relevant. Okay, never mind. The only thing that's there is an H scene. I mean, I can't really be bothered to read that on camera. I'll probably just read that sometime when I have more time. i.e. I'll probably do it tomorrow before I begin Looking Glass insects. So yeah, chapter's over. Quote unquote over. Alright, see you guys. I've dragged this out for enough now.